Today's podcast is brought to you by nobody because we don't have any sponsors.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Our Wives Are Friends. So today, Eric is out again. When he comes back, we're going to throw a huge party, see if we can get everyone on the podcast. But we do have a guest host today, and everyone knows you. Cody, you want to say hi?
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, so today we have a friend of Cody's, and hopefully he becomes a friend of everybody's. Cody, you want to do some introductions?
Yeah, this is Bear. We've been friends for I'm gonna say 15 years, just roughly.
15, 17 years, something like that.
Yeah, we met kind of when I was still in high school, and he's a few years older than me, but yeah, this is Bear. If you want to intro yourself and
Yeah, hey there,
say a
I'm
little
Bear.
bit.
Nice to not meet everybody.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe your dad's situation or
My dad's situation. I've been a dad for 17 years. My oldest just turned 17 back in June.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I've got I've got a 17-year-old, I've got a 12-year-old, two 9-year-olds, an 8-year-old, a 3-year-old, and one that is turning 1 this Tuesday.
Okay, that's not too far off from Skylar, who's been on lots of times. He's got 3. Two of them are from, aren't his.
Yeah.
That he's your step kids, and one's in high school. One's turning 15 or something like that. So it's
worst.
relatively close.
Yeah,
You just got more of them.
Yeah, no, there's 7. We're blended family. I've got
Yeah.
2 stepdaughters, an adopted daughter, and then 3 other children.
Yeah, I know.
Girls are winning the boys though. We've got 4 on 3 right now.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always outnumbered.
They win
Always.
every time.
Well, we don't shy away from the blended family stuff because my mom comes from a blended family, and I don't really know my real grandpa, but technically my step grandpa. That's all. I don't know him as a step grandpa.
It's just your grandpa.
Just my grandpa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give kudos to guys that are like that because there's a lot of guys out there that won't be stepdads.
Well, I feel like what bothers me because there's 10 kids overall because
Yeah.
my ex also has an additional 3 children, so there's 10 children total, and it does bug me a lot when I see other people. They show up to get their kid, and the other kids. Well, I want to go with my sibling. I want to go with my sister or my brother. Oh, well, you're not my kid, so you can't go, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to pick up one of my kids and their other siblings say, hey, we want to go fishing too. We want to go do a thing. Get in the truck. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
That's how I would be
Absolutely.
too. It's like part of my family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're my child, brother, or sister. Then you're my kid. I'm just taking them all in.
And that's like a epidemic in today's society is like, kids growing up without dads.
Yeah,
And
kids
dads
are
are-
with parents.
Yeah, to that too.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about, and I'll give props to single moms all day when the dad's not in the picture.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But
yes.
they, kids do need that male figure in their life.
Yeah, you need 2 parents for
Yeah.
sure, and it takes like they say, it takes a village. And we've got myself, my wife, my mother-in-law, my ex is actually really close with us as well. Her husband. We have our ups and downs here and there, but we all co-parent together. Like we do all of our stuff together
Yeah,
because it does take a village.
if I didn't have a stepdad in my life when I turned about 8 years old, I didn't know I wouldn't know where I would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before that, it was just my grandmother and my mom raising me, and it was it was rough.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up the manliest man, if I could say that.
I didn't even know you grew up.
Hey, you grew up? I thought you
It's
were
a
still,
process.
You're still growing
I'm
up.
working on it.
You gotta hit about
You're still
45,
maturing.
right?
Yeah.
I think 45 is when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you have to cross that like 50 mark
Somewhere
at
around
least. At least.
Nah, keep it going.
So, yeah, tell us a little bit more about how you guys became friends or what kind of trouble you guys were getting into to become friends.
So this is a trailer park story.
How sweet.
How sweet. I moved to Bakersfield. I emancipated when I was 13, and I came out here to have a relationship with my dad, actually, who really great friend, great drinking buddy. We rode motorcycles together, got tattoos and smoked and caroused, did our whole situation together.
Right.
Not a real father-son kind of situation, but real good friends. And I was emancipated. I took off, kind of doing my own thing, and I moved in across the street from one of his other friends' grandmothers. And I think Sean's mom was living there too.
Yeah.
And all the kids were as well.
Yeah,
So Sean, everybody.
was there too. Yeah,
Sean lived there, and so I lived across the street. I moved in with my ex Cassie, and I met Sean, I met John, I met that whole family, and then he was attached with Sean, and they were all friends, and so we ended up just kind of hanging out in that area, and it was on and off again all the time. And then as we got a little bit older, I was like, oh, I like you way more than any of the other people that live in this neighborhood for sure. And after I'm in my mid 30s now, and out of all these friends and everything that I've ever had, I've got now 4 people that I still talk to that I'm friends with outside of my direct family, and it's Abe's one of them, like Cody's one of them. So
I feel that. Like, I feel like my whole core friend group from back in the day, I pretty much only talked to one out of that, and then like Cody and I became friends through work, and maybe a handful of friends about it.
Circle gets small, and better. The circle gets small and better.
Yeah, I get that. It's more quality.
Yeah,
better quality friends.
I think we were kind of discussing it earlier off mic, but those people that you can call, and it doesn't matter if you haven't talked to them in 5 years, you can call that person; they're going to show up for you.
Yep.
And there's very few people, and that became very, very important to me later in life when I kind of looked around at the social circles that I was in, and I was like, man, who are the people that are actually there if I were to call them, or that I would actually be there for if they called me? And that's like 4 people. So when I got that tally mark down, I was like, cool, I can cut the rest off then. We're good. I don't need the rest of them.
Yeah, acquaintances are acquaintances, friends are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps calling me Abe, by the way. Nobody else knows me by Abe. Yeah. So there's like a friend circle.
Yeah, tell the story of Abe. What's the story behind that?
It's part of his name.
Yeah. Well, I knew this guy for a long time. And we eventually, at a certain point, we decided to live together. So we're living together as bachelors, doing bachelor things.
Yeah. Right.
As they do. And we're living together, and then I just known him as his real first name. I don't know if you want to disclose that.
Oh, my birth name was Dakota.
Yeah, and so I knew him by that for years and years. And then one of his old friends comes by, and then they start calling him Bear. Bear, hey Bear, this, Bear, that. I go, who the fuck is Bear? Who are you talking about? Oh, Bear, right there, over there. Dakota? I could have sworn that was his fucking name. No, yeah, we back in the day we used to call him Bear, blah blah blah. And then since then, I was like, fuck, I don't have a fucking cool nickname.
A cool nickname.
Nobody has a cool nickname for me. It was bullshit. And I was talking to him, and all of a sudden it became Abe.
Yeah.
And our the
Honest
picture on our
Abe.
little
Honest Abe.
for our like Facebook profile for our house, what was it, like the bear cave or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a picture of Abraham Lincoln riding a bear holding an AR. Quite a while.
Yeah.
That was our.
Yeah, if you wanna slam Cody with invites, that's his gamer tag too, is Honest Abe.
Honest
Yeah,
Abe.
okay.
Thank you.
Right on.
All right.
So much for not using personal information. But
Oh
all right.
no.
No, all of our gamer tags came out last couple episodes.
Oh, that's
so.
true. I do remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty much bear paws on everything.
Bear paws?
Bear paws.
Nice.
It's tattooed right here too.
There you go. That makes sense though. It's on your paws.
It's on the paws.
He has it tattooed on his knuckles in case.
Which
Yeah,
I did
that was very
myself.
visual.
All the visual people.
I did. These are stick and pick that I did myself.
Right on.
Damn. Yeah, you're all tatted up.
I've got a couple.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just all over your body.
Just everywhere. Just from about the neck down.
I like so Cody has some shit tattoos.
I do
Whoa,
too.
shit
We all
tattoos.
have shit
What the
tattoos.
fuck are you talking about?
We've gotten some.
You've
shit
made fun
tattoos
of
by
that
the
one
same
multiple
person.
times.
Yeah, but you know how many compliments I get on this one? all the time.
They're backhanded compliments. But
Yeah, it's it's sarcasm. You just
Hey,
can't take
a
sarcasm.
compliment is a compliment.
Fair enough.
All right,
Hey, if it makes you feel good.
You just don't understand
does.
sarcasm.
it does. I don't feel good very often, so that makes me feel good sometimes.
I can't say shit. I don't have tattoos.
We've got a couple from the same person who did that shitty tattoo.
That's fair.
Yeah. Which was, again, Trailer Park Stories. That's
It's okay. My brother, his friend that he grew up with, he is the epitome of shitty tattoos. He's pretty much like inked all his own tattoos, and they're like every line is jagged over like his whole body.
Oh no. I've got some that I need to cover up. I've got some that were cover-ups that the artist left in the middle of.
His thighs are a canvas of I did it myself.
Anybody that has a tattoo gun, their thighs are a canvas.
Because it's something you can look down and do easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to like change weird positions.
Yeah, it takes one hand to stretch the skin. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an open canvas.
I've got some that my wife did, and when I got her tattoo guns, she's got a whole thigh blast piece right here that she just was doodling on and doing pieces on.
You got to do you should take a frame, have somebody put a nice frame, and then just on the inside of the frame, should be all your own doodles.
See, we're a weird family. I was trying to think of a nice way to say that. So we're kind of creepy. I don't know. Like my oldest son, even he keeps telling me, "Dad, when you die, I saw this thing online where they can take your skin and they can make it into like a lampshade or like a journal cover or something like that."
Yikes!
And I'd like the.
I don't want to be a fucking lampshade.
I would be a lampshade. That's
like
fine by
maybe
me.
something like I want to be skinned on the entire couch, and I want you sitting on me.
That
the rest
is
of your
very
life.
extreme.
I want-
That's a lot more
I want
extreme
everybody's
than the
ass in
lampshade.
my
And I
face.
want you to one day sell me to a stranger and not tell them that it's me.
That's fantastic.
Right. It's like a ball
Tell
sack
them
hanging
later.
off the side of the couch.
Tell them later. They're like, what's this weird?
Can you imagine how fat I'd have to be to fit a whole fucking couch?
Oh no. I'm working on it right now, honestly.
You're like, you can't. Well, obviously, you're not going to make it to 80. So you're 55. Why are you so fat?
not gonna make it to 80.
Well, my goal is to be skinned into a couch, so I got to keep eating.
I got to be at least one couch cushion.
Just a throw pillow. Fuck.
Just a throw.
That's all you'd be. It's just a throw pillow.
That's fair.
It's just the armrest. It's just that part.
Just the armrest. I'm a cup holder.
We got tattooed together one night.
We do have tattoos together.
Yeah.
What ones do we have? We got them.
Mine's on my chest. This one right here. It's a heart with headphones on it.
So everyone knows, Cody just took his shirt off and is waving it around, showing off his nipples.
It's a good one. It's a good nipple.
I don't know how you just stretched your collar out, dude. That freaks me out. I'm OCD about that.
It's kind of impressive.
It's bacon neck. Now it's called bacon neck.
Dude, I can't. My collars, I can't stretch my collars. I hate it. Even my own daughter do, when she pulls my collar down, and slap her hand.
You want it to choke you a little bit?
Oh no.
That's what you're into.
I just don't like the bacon thing where it's hanging down.
I'm over here in the
little bit.
V-neck.
That's all right though, because it's designed to be that way.
Yeah, I can't. I don't like the U-necks.
No, that's designed
honestly.
to have titties.
It's designed for titties.
No, it's designed to have a little ground beef coming up.
For that cleavage.
You know what I mean?
right
You gotta
there.
have a little hair coming up.
Right, so you gotta be Middle Eastern or something.
Yeah, you can't wear a V-neck and be bare chested.
I am bare chested.
Okay.
Quite literally.
I literally don't have an option.
BARE
Oh,
chested.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad we clarified.
Is that are you bear as in grizzly bear or bear as in no hair?
Bears and
Okay.
Ursus arctis horribilis. Yeah,
Girl, I'm clean all the way down.
that would be cool too.
That's why I'm called bear.
I mean, it would save time.
That's fair.
I'd be more aerodynamic.
I'd swim so fast
Swim so fast, like Michael Phelps out there.
with those bear paws.
Yeah.
Yep.
That dude does have big hands though. That's how he paddles through the water.
He's like a big person in
Yeah.
general.
Dude, he's got flippers.
He's got
He's
flippers.
got size
and
I don't know, 16 feet or something. It's stupid.
he's a mutant, and that's cool. Good for him.
That's how all those Olympic swimmers are, man. They're all 6'8", got giant hands.
Dude, they did him dirty when someone took a picture of him smoking a bong or whatever it was. That was fucked up. He got all fucked up for a couple years after that.
The performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like weed.
Yeah, like weed.
Lance Armstrong. Yeah, he was just compensating.
Yeah, for
he-
lack of testicles.
Yeah, lack of testicles. I mean, come on, he had to get testosterone in his body somehow.
Oh no.
He was just trying to live strong.
Live strong.
You know, many people felt like assholes when they like went like 10 years wearing a Live Strong bracelet, and then he got all that shit came out, and they're like,
Yeah,
it's been a fucking lie.
I still wore it too.
I had one too.
Those bracelets, those rubber bracelets were hot for a while.
Dude, they still like sell them in every like brand or promotion or whatever. I still see people wearing those. Just to not Live Strong, but something else.
Something else.
Where,
I
like,
go to
where
a lot of events.
Where they're like, I love boobies.
Yeah, I had one
one.
of those forever.
Yeah.
I had the I Love Boobies rubber wristband,
Yeah,
the
breast
key
cancer
lanyard,
one.
had the T-shirt.
Yeah.
But I go to a lot of events throughout the community. I do a lot of volunteer work and community work, and every booth from like Bakersfield College to Children First to like whatever thing is going on. They all have wristbands. All right, foot in the mouth.
Yeah. It's okay.
Every booth I go to has boobies. So
Every booth I go to has boobies. If you say boobies enough, it'll distract from everything else.
I heart booths.
I heart booths.
So let's tell some stories. I mean, I'm sure you guys have some stories.
Yikes! I don't know about that.
Like, why don't you take it and run with it? I don't know your guys' story. So you guys
I've got
are telling,
some cool ones actually.
You guys are
if
telling me for the first time too.
Can they be a little bit inappropriate? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they were
I've,
talking about butt plugs last week. So
Good. Okay, so if we have butt plugs on here, then I'm safe. So I have a 17-year-old,
Right.
and I'm not sure how many people have teenagers, but if you do, I apologize. I'm sorry for your whole life. It sucks. They are the worst of all the kid ages that you can have. I love him very much. Don't like him very much, but I love him to death. And he's getting older. He's 17 now, and for the last couple of years, he's been like, I am very interested in pornography.
Which is like just straight up open about it.
No. I mean, I wish. Well, yes, but not
Hey,
not
Dad,
on purpose.
I am
He just-
straight up into pornography.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little awkward, so yes, things like that come up. He's like, I want to watch porn. I'm like, good, don't tell me about it. I don't need your Pornhub handle or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so, but he watches porn at the worst times.
It's like family dinner, dude. Can you stop with this?
No, you're laughing, but I'm not. It's a real thing where it's 2:00 in the afternoon and he's in the living room.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what are you? His aunt was sleeping on a pull-out couch at his mom's house, and she's like rolled on her side, messaging his mom, please come out here and get Scott. He's trying to look up. He thinks I'm sleeping, and he's trying to pull up porn on the TV.
On the TV?
And I'm like, kid, what?
No discretion?
No discretion at all. And then look, I'm upset about it. Okay, not because it's porn. I don't care. It's people watch porn. That's a thing. I watch porn. I'm sure everybody else does too.
What's porn?
What's porn? I'll show you. Don't worry.
Sweet.
But off mic.
Well, straight porn is this thing that I know you're probably not. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
I've never heard of that one before. But he will look up this pornography and his search history. That's what bothers me.
Oh no.
It's not that he's looking at porn, because I'm like, I mean, yeah, get that, get the porn, kid.
Getting weird with it.
I wish it was weird. I wish that it was. It's dumb. It's dumb search history.
Okay, do like an example.
Okay,
You don't have to do like
I will
a specific.
give you a few. I'll give you a few
just like-
examples. My Netflix. Okay, you know, it brings up your recent search history.
Right.
Someone typed in sex movies with full sex,
Like hardcore,
and I
right?
no, he typed out sex movies.
So he's
with
just looking
because nothing popped up when you typed in sex movies with. Nothing was displaying as the suggested title.
Yeah.
He had to type all of that in and then hit search.
So he was looking for porn on Netflix?
Okay, yes. And then Spotify. Got on Spotify and we had
that's music.
Mm-hmm. So there was wet mouth noise, ASMR, lesbian mouth noise,
All right.
ASMR.
Is that different from a straight girl's mouth?
It is, because it gets better. He got on my work laptop, my work computer.
Oh no.
Because I didn't close it. I guess that's my fault. And I came home and I was working, and one of my HR people had reached out to me and, hey, Bear. So I know you have a teenager at home. I'm just checking, but you know we have firewalls and SLPs and stuff, right? And I was like, I do. No, I work for a tech company. I'm fully aware. And they were like, hey, I just wanted to send you a search history. Lesbian teacher boobs. Aggressive lesbian scissoring.
He's typing this in like he doesn't even know English.
Right? It's just
Like he's someone from a foreign country coming over
lesbian
and
teacher.
Sergey.
and trying to learn English. And it's like
Very nice.
big boob teacher pussy.
Big boob. Yes, it's search history like that, and I'm like, what? I would be less mad if it was something like a decent, like a normal porn search, but lesbian teacher boob. What are you looking up?
Just type in lesbian teacher. Just leave it at lesbian teacher. Boobs will come up.
Boobs will be there. Boobs will show up.
Boobs will show up.
I mean,
you don't have to be specific.
It's
about
definitely
that.
showing up.
Yeah, on my work history. Yeah, on my work laptop. But it was to the point where he was doing it so much I had to limit his electronics.
Yeah.
I had to take away the electronics. I'm like, look, I told him, look, these are the appropriate times. I was like, kid, listen, these are the appropriate times that you can be looking for when everybody else is in bed.
Yeah. When
Okay,
you're by yourself in your
the
room.
bathroom or in the something like that, right? Not in the middle of the living room. It's not the place.
So is he like, okay, is he just watching it to watch it, or is it midday and he's cranking one out?
Check this out. When he was like 13, 14.
Ant's sleeping right there. What's he trying to do?
Yes.
Start one of those
Well, he
porns
might.
where the ant's there?
Well, he
You know?
when he was
taboo.
like 13 or
I
14,
know.
he wasn't aware that because I hadn't talked to him. I've told him like, hey, you have funny feelings and things get weird, but I didn't explain to him, like I didn't think he was my son when I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old when I had my son.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sitting there talking to him. I didn't think like, hey, get a tissue or a sock or something, like do.
Well, here's the thing. When you were 17,
I
you
was
were doing
having
it for
babies.
real.
Yeah, I was having babies.
you weren't on Pornhub.
I was not. We didn't have Pornhub.
No, it was still
National
digital download.
Geographic.
You had to wait for it to load. Just one picture.
We're on LimeWire trying to find
LimeWire,
stuff.
and your whole computer gets cancer.
Yeah, like. But he
Don't even start about LimeWire. That's a
was-
whole nother thing.
Napster and all that shit.
Napster. But he would go into the room and then he'd come back out and like there would just be a mess on his shirt. And he'd just walk out all proud, like, you know what I just did? I'm like, I do. I know what you just did.
Definitely.
And if
You're
could-
wearing black. I know what you just
I-
did.
yes, no, and we're laughing, but real life all the time. And we had to kind of like, me, his stepdad, his mom, his stepmom, we all had to sit down and be like, listen,
Got a pack of tube socks for Christmas that year.
here you go, buddy. Here's a pack of tissues. There's some, like, don't put it. Here's a trash can. I don't know. Do something, not that. So it's been less bad than it was when he first started, clearly. But it's just the search history that was getting me.
Dude, that's
But-
ridiculous.
So I've found this workaround, and it's tips and tricks for any other parents out there listening, trying to figure out a similar situation.
Yeah, we love tips and tricks.
Restricted his electronics access, so he doesn't have them. So now I've told him these are all the appropriate times, right? Couldn't do it. He watched it whenever, and so that's when he had access to all that electronics. So I took the electronics away. So now, at night when everybody's asleep or when nobody's around, he goes and sneaks an electronic at the appropriate fucking time that I told him to begin with. And so my wife, she had like pulled up it was on a Kindle. She pulled up a Kindle and he was looking up stuff on there. And she was like, "Why is this register on the Kindle?" And I'm like, "Listen, I need you to shh. I need you to don't say anything because I know that he's doing this, but this is the only way I've been able to figure out how to get him to do it at the times that aren't freaking awkward for everybody else."
You're like,
He's following what I said.
Why does your Nintendo Switch have a virus?
Oh my goodness!
Fuck, do you
It
think
says
he's
Zelda,
playing?
Mario Kart, lesbian teacher boobs. I don't understand why that's on the front page there.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Times.
Oh man,
Lesbian teacher boob.
lesbian teacher boobs.
Gonna be the name of this episode.
It should be. It should be the name. Of this
I think it
episode.
would get flagged on iTunes and Spotify. Hey, we
Immediately.
can't publish this episode.
How much is that?
Can you hand me another one of these or whatever flavor? I don't care. Thank you.
I'm a big fan that those are called Happy Dads.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that's
kind of the
hella
reason why I
appropriate.
got them. Because like I'll drink beers and stuff, but as I've gotten older, beer kind of messes with my body more.
Fair.
Like it bloats me up. I don't feel good. Whereas the seltzers, so I don't feel like that.
Listen, there's no shame in that at all. I was gonna buy seltzers, and then Abe here said, or Cody said, "Yeah, if you want to grab something to drink on the way over, I'm gonna grab a 6-pack of brews, like of beers."
And these aren't bad.
So I shame bought beer. I've been drinking only seltzer and seltzer with
Try one,
vodka
dude. These are
for a
good.
while.
I know you just crack that, but I don't
This
mind.
one,
Dude,
this one's
just
a-
looking at that thing, I didn't know that was a seltzer till you mentioned it.
this one's a
Dude,
dirty
it looks like a
hippie.
beer.
It says, so they have like a few different flavors. It's not a sweet one.
Mhm.
They're called Happy Dads. If anyone's, it's a Happy Dad hard seltzer.
So Happy Dads, if you're listening, they need a sponsor.
Yeah.
That definitely identifies as alcoholism, but yeah.
It's
Dad's alcoholism.
it says with electrolytes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what plants need.
Whoa, so you're hydrating and dehydrating.
Exactly. You're just staying mellow right down the middle.
Down the middle. I like
Yeah.
that.
And they're not sweet. So I like them. I don't like the like real sweet fruit
Right.
things.
Sugar,
I can't
yeah.
do that. So this is a lemon lime, and it's just like a hint of lemon and lime. You know what I mean?
I like
That's
that.
cool.
I like that. See, I've been getting like the LaCroix or the Soliels or whatever, like the different types of like seltzer waters.
Yeah.
And then I mix those with vodka.
That's what it tastes like. Is like the lime seltzer water.
Yeah, that's good. I
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
just like a hint of the flavor.
I have to pick some of those up.
Yeah, I got them at a certain Chevron gas station we have all over town.
Chevron, we are currently looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep throwing that out
you
there.
can put my oil, baby.
Then I've
that's a great story.
And so
Hilarious.
from the 17-year-old, we come down to the younger ones.
Okay.
And my toddler, he's 3 years old. He's gonna be 4 this year, and he has autism. He's level 2 autism.
Okay.
Which prior to being a like, there's a different point in my life where I thought like, there's no way that I could ever deal with something like that.
Well,
There's
you
it's
adapt,
absolute-
right? I mean, I would
well,
imagine.
it's not even just adapt. It's maturing for one,
Yeah.
and then adapting as well. But I thought like, oh, I could never do that. I don't know how people have take care of their children that have autism or anything like that. And then I had my son, and he's got some delays, and he's got some stuff going on. They think he'll go to level 1 after he gets over the speech, like the language barrier.
How old is he?
He's 3 right now,
3? Oh.
and he's getting ready to be 4, and he's come leaps and bounds as far as language goes. So I
Yeah.
think within the next 3 to 4 years, I'll probably put him down to level 1.
Boys
instead of
talk
2.
late anyway, so adding that on
Yeah.
top of it is kind of because
It
my
was rough.
daughter's been talking since she was 6 months old.
Yeah.
You know,
I've
like
got a daughter
girls-
right now. They're very chatty.
Yeah, yeah. they don't shut up.
I think he was saying it the nice way. You said it.
I'll say it the
not
asshole
so
way. I don't
He said
care.
it the honest way.
They don't shut up.
But he recently was. So I had this thing where I try to go fishing or I try to go do a thing,
Yeah,
and I don't know why. It's not anything anybody's fault. Like, nobody does it on purpose. But if I go do anything that's just a me thing that I'm going to go do, an emergency happens. And it's always like a legitimate emergency. Like in this case, I went out to go fishing and I threw a pole in the water and I get a phone call. I need you to come back. Finn was on the trampoline with the other kids, and I'm terrible with that.
Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were there for that. It was that same day. But the kids on the trampoline with the other kids, which you're not supposed to do. I worked EMS prior, just so that anybody else knows. Don't put more than one kid on a trampoline. It's on the instructions you guys didn't read. One person on the trampoline at a time. His sister tried to double bounce him,
oh yeah.
and
Me and my brother used to do that all the time.
yeah, we do that to
Well,
our
we didn't have
friends when we're
cages back
older.
then.
We didn't have cages
We-
either.
so-
Bro, we had like fucking
So-
6 people on a trip.
real quick before I forget, yeah, me and my brother used to do that, and that was real big when like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh
was a
yeah,
real big deal.
Yeah.
So we would do the air fighting. So like, you know how they do it while they're flying and fight. We would jump, try and double bounce each other, and then in the air just fight, punch and kick all the way back to the ground.
Awesome.
And the first one to fall off the trampoline
Wait,
lost.
wait a minute.
Well, our games were a lot different. I feel like kids got softer.
Yeah, we used to beat the shit out of each other.
Wait,
I broke his multiple bones. He stabbed himself with a sword one time because we went to a Renaissance fair. My mom was like, thought it was a good idea to be like, yeah, you guys can get swords. It's cool.
Like real metal swords?
Yes.
Jesus.
So my brothers and I used to play this game when I was a kid. Lived on a ranch, and we'd put on tight white T-shirts.
Yeah.
Which sounds like it's going to get good, right? No, what we do is we go.
Yeah.
You know what goat heads are, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when they're green, they come in these strips, and all the goat heads are green. It's like along the sides. So we get a rag, we walk around, we pick up a bunch of those, as many as you can collect, and then we'd start. and we'd run around and just chuck
Beat
these
each-
strips at each other.
Oh god.
And whoever had the least amount of blood on their white T-shirt at the end of the game was the winner. So now my
Yes.
kids play. They don't play anything. They just play on their phones. Play on their phones and tablets. But
We used to play airsoft in the house.
yes, yeah, we shoot each. We literally
Dude.
we used to freeze paintballs
Yes.
to mess with our friends. And my kids will cry if they get shot with like a rubber dart.
Like a Nerf dart.
Like a Nerf dart. They're like, and they die. And I'm like, oh no, I've only got 7 kids now instead of the 8.
Dang it. Oh no.
Nerf guns. No, they've gotten. I feel like they have gotten softer, or we've just gotten more conscientious of the fact that we shouldn't traumatize our children.
Sorry
or
to
abuse them.
side rail. This happens a lot on this show. We just end up like side railing everything.
I think it's a happy medium.
It's a happy medium.
What
Let's
were,
see.
what were we talking about before I side railed?
so he
it?
was jumping on the trampoline with his
There you
sister.
go.
She double jumped him, and like I said, I used to work EMS. I got this call all the time. Where a kid was jumping on a trampoline. I'm like, no, they've got a buckle fracture. They've got something going on right
yeah.
there. And they're like, I think it's just bruised. No, they have a buckle fracture. Like that's what's going on. So we got him. We got the X-ray done, and they said, yeah, he's got a buckle fracture.
Yeah, that happened to my wrist when I was like in 5th grade.
That's terrible.
I did a backflip off the monkey bars at school.
Did you try and do a cherry bomb?
Yeah, I was just,
Yeah.
doing something stupid, and I'm the reason they don't have all the monkey bars and stuff in that school to this day.
You were the
Damn.
you were the cautionary
You
tale.
fucked it up for everybody.
You were the cautionary tale.
Yeah. And what's funny is like straight, dude, I fractured the shit out of it, and I come home like they get it, if they call my parents, and my dad's like, "No, you're fine. It's just
Yeah.
you're fine." I'm like, dude,
Well, it's
like,
'cause-
it hurts. I
It
can't
feels
move it.
really bad. I don't like it.
And so my mom comes home and goes, "What the fuck? Like, let's go to urgent care." What the?
Why the fuck are you guys still sitting?
And so I come back with a cast. My dad's like, "Oh fuck, I feel so bad."
Like, oh, it's broken. You should have manned up.
I just roll around, you'll be alright.
Put some dirt on it. It'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he ended up breaking his leg, and I thought it was a buckle fracture at first. So we take him out to L.A., California, out here to go see an orthopedic surgeon, like all the stuff right
Right.
there. And they do an X-ray, and they're like, oh no, it's not just a buckle fracture. Like it's got a whole like avulsion, like the bone has been broken off from the top of his tibia. And I was like, oh, super cool. They're like, we're gonna put him in a cast from his like upper thigh
Yeah.
down. And my son is like I said, we gentle parent,
Right.
We do gentle parenting stuff. So, which means your kids become bullies, and he's telling me
At least you own up to it, I
He's
guess.
just gonna just
that's is what
Yeah,
it is.
own up to
Your kids just become assholes.
Like they
is what it
yeah, they do.
is.
They really do. He like grabs me by the face sometimes and goes and screams in my face. And I'm like, I know it's hard to have big emotion. It's rough, kiddo. I know. I want to punch you too, but I can't. But so we get to the back and they're gonna put the cast on him and the orthopedic.
Is that just the
person-
difference? Is just between a gentle and a hard parent? Is I don't beat the shit out of my kid?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay,
All
okay.
the anger is still there. All like that frustration and that rage still exists. You just don't hit him because I mean that's the bigger problem. Is that
I
you
don't hit
your-
my kid,
I know
but
you-
I'm also
well-
like stern.
Well, no, and I do. I yelled at him the other day, and it was traumatic. He was screaming at me like a banshee, and so I did. I went, "Hey, that's enough!" But I did like the big
Yeah.
loud dad voice, and he went,
Yeah.
and he like just held all of his breath for a minute, and then as we were driving, I want my mom. My dad is mad at me, and then he just cried,
just traumatized.
pathetically, but the pathetic, sad cry. I felt so guilty. Like I felt like a horrible. I felt the same as I would have if I would have beat him. The same thing.
Same.
Same. Yeah.
Same.
Because I don't yell at him ever. I never get like that worked out. I've got a lot of kids, a lot of patience. That's how that works.
Yeah.
But very rarely do I get that worked up. So he's never heard me yell before. He's 3 years old. He's never heard me yell.
Yeah.
And so I yelled, and then I'm like trying to bring it down with him. I'm like, yelling hurts people's feelings, right? Because I did that. Because I yelled at you and hurt your feelings. I'm a bad person. But I'm like trying to explain that, and he was like, yeah, yelling hurts. And I was like, so please don't yell at me. And then I feel a little bit bad because since then, that one time that I yelled, he'll go to get loud, and I'm like, hey, do you want me to yell at you? No.
Yeah, it comes down to treat
Wait,
people how you want to be treated.
And I go, okay.
Why do you feel bad?
If you
about
don't-
it? It's
Like,
working.
if you don't
I
want me to
know.
yell at you back, don't yell at me.
But that's not how you're supposed to do it. From what I've read. My wife told me.
You're like, I'm just not allowed to hit him. I can scream at him.
Scream at him. Just don't.
That's all it takes for mine.
Baseball bat.
I
goes
just had to
down.
get loud, and she goes, "Oh shit, okay, all right, my bad,
But
I'm good."
it is what it is. But he went in the back there and they came back to give him his cast and they said, okay, well, hey kiddo, what color do you want? And he looked at all the options they had and he said rainbow. And they said, we can pick one color. Okay, we can pick one color and that'll be your cast. He said, yeah, rainbow. But very confident with all the fuck you of a 3-year-old, like just rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, maybe we could do 2. Maybe we could pick 2 colors. And he
Yeah,
goes,
that's a lot of colors.
rainbow. And they went, and they looked at me and I said, say you want a fucking rainbow. What do you want me to do? Like, give him a fucking rainbow. So they gave him 4, it was 3 colors. So like white included, he counted that as 4 because he's 3. He was like, that's a color too. So 4.
Yeah.
But they were like, he wants 3. I'm like, give him 3 then. I don't know. Like, do the thing. We're paying for our insurance. You just put the thing on him.
Just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And so like he bullied them into getting a rainbow cast.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah. And then he stole all of their suckers.
Good.
Like they said, do you want a sucker? And he went, yeah. And then he just scooped them all out of the bucket that they handed. He was like, these are all, I've got a picture of him with his rainbow cast and like 1,000 suckers in both, like double fisting suckers. Very happy with himself.
Good for him.
So-
The doctors make enough. They take enough from our insurance. They,
Yeah,
they can deal with rainbow cast.
They'll
and,
be
some
okay.
stickers.
But so I've got
Suckers.
one kid looking up lesbian teacher boobs and sex movies with full sex, and I've got the other ones bullying orthopedic doctors into giving him whatever he wants. So it's a pretty wide range of stuff going on as far as the dad stuff goes.
Bright futures.
Bright futures.
Bright. You gotta.
For
yeah,
at least one
you
of
gotta-
them.
Oh,
Oh, somebody forgot to silence her phone.
getting a call. Getting a call.
Oh, it's his mom.
Leave it to fucking Cody.
Is his mom? No, it's not his
My
mom.
mom. She called me before the podcast. All right, God.
We were outside on the phone with your mom.
Jeez.
I haven't spoken
You
to
act
my
like
mom in
rookie
You
mistake.
act like you've
lots
never
of
been
years.
on this show before.
Jesus, I've been on the show when I'm not even on the show. You know what I'm saying? I've been mentioned in episodes like several times.
Dude, we shit on
Mostly
you.
talking shit, shitting on me.
Just talking shit on you.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not here. Let's talk shit. He won't hear.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we do it because he listens.
I do listen.
So I've been on this show. I'm gonna listen.
Support-
Hey, they're
support
talking
pod.
about me.
Hey, man. I mean, that's just part of it. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, like when
Good natured ribbing.
I was looking up
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Sex Party.
Ninja sex party.
Yeah.
Ninja sex. See, you got weird search history too. Then that's cool.
So
Only on his computer.
yeah,
His
There
work
was-
computer good.
we had an episode about movies, and Cody was working the computer for us.
Searching information.
So we,
somewhere.
we'd all be discussing about a movie, and he'd real quick type it in. That way, we had year it was made, like just general information.
Right.
We all look up, and he's looking up a movie called Ninja Sex Party. He pulled it up on IMDb or something, and
Yeah.
we were like, "Dude, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah, I think I was looking for 3 ninjas. Is what I was
Sure. Yeah.
attempting to look for.
3 ninjas, ninja sex party. What's the difference?
Same thing.
So the question I
I don't-
have though is,
I'm more
did
curious-
you watch it?
Ninja Sex Party. It's a music video.
The music video.
No, we definitely went through the description of it.
Yeah,
Or
we
they
read,
did.
we read the
Okay.
description,
Okay.
and I've yet to watch it, but maybe your oldest has. I don't know.
He might have. That might have been one of his searches that he put
Ninja
in.
Sex Party.
Ninja sex party.
Full sex.
I would.
And there's
full sex.
multiples. There's like multiples of it.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
It's weird. Let me
I'm
see.
glad
if
It's
I
on
pull
it.
it up.
It's on IMDb too. So which is
Yeah.
saying something.
Let me see.
Okay. Okay.
So if you wanna, if you're listening out there,
Wasn't it like 30-minute music video? Or
yeah,
something
it
like
was
that?
like something weird.
Ninja sex party. If you're listening, they need sponsors.
Yeah. See, there's multiples, right? So they are. So Ninja Sex Party came out in 2017.
Yeah, dude.
The writer of it also wrote Ninja Sex Party Eating Food in the Shower.
Okay.
Is the
You know
title.
what? I might be a ninja then. I might be a ninja. I've done both those things in the shower.
And then before that, 2016, it's Ninja Sex Party 6969.
Stand by. Hold on. So Ninja Sex Party came out after.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Ninjas. So he had
This
numerals
dude's
after.
This dude's just riding that train, that Ninja Sex Party train.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, dude. It's just every single one has a new title.
Film school is going well for that guy.
So I think they label Ninja Sex Party as just like the parent, and then they have all the others trickled under it.
Like
The prequels.
sub movies or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah. There's one called Ninja Sex Party. I just want to dance.
that's the one I'm gonna watch.
Ninja
I like
Sex
that one.
That's a
Party.
good one. Sounds like a good one.
Ninja
It's a mix
Sex Party.
between Three Ninjas and Footloose. I
Yeah.
think is what that one's gonna be.
Ninja Sex
combination.
Party. 3 minutes of ecstasy.
Oh, I don't know if anybody's ever taken ecstasy, but it lasts a lot longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I think they're just talking about 3 minutes of sex.
Oh,
Dude,
your wife's mad.
Also, sex takes longer. Well,
Your
There's
wife's
one-
mad.
there's one.
It should be Ninja Sex Party. Your wife's mad.
Ninja
That's
Sex
what we should
Party.
say.
Danny, don't you know?
why do these sound like
Look at-
song titles?
They are. I'm guessing they're music
Okay.
videos, right?
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
I gotta look this up. Is this on Spotify?
It looked like the cover of Labyrinth too, which is a little upsetting.
Ninja Sex Party. Yeah, it's an artist. Here you go. Danny, don't you know? That's the number one song that pops up.
On Spotify.
17 million listens.
Wow. Since when did it come out?
I don't know. That's a lot of looking up. Okay. That's your job.
That's my oldest job.
2018.
We'll cover that for you.
2018. They have a song called Strawberries and Cream. Dude, yeah, I've never heard of Ninja Sex Party, but they, I mean, let me pass the phone around so you can see these guys. It makes sense, I guess. It's literally a dude dressed as a ninja and then a dude dressed as
Sex Party.
A sex party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
no,
I mean,
they're dressed like a sex
he
party
looks
for sure.
like the human version of ecstasy.
That's saying a lot.
Gosh.
I haven't even seen the picture yet.
Kinda.
But,
I'm having
God, I hope
flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks to Tomorrowland right now. I'm trying to. I think I might have been wearing that outfit at Tomorrowland. Actually, Ninja Sex Party, level up. I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna check it out. Honestly, I'm a little intrigued.
Might have to listen.
You're gonna be mad as hell if that music's super good too. You're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be like, "Damn it, I'm a fan of Ninja Sex Party."
you're welcome.
I've got to tell people about it. Oh, we did. Okay.
I didn't even find you on Spotify. I found you on IMDb. On a looking up 3 ninjas, and somehow sex got worked in there to a kids movie.
Yeah, I have no idea. I
Where were
I
you
have no
looking it up,
excuses.
man?
I have no excuses for that.
We trying to bang those
Absolutely
3
not.
kids or what?
Whoa!
Well, this escalated very fast.
Very quickly.
Like, how's it like being a dad? Ninja Sex Party. That's how it's like. No, it's not. I feel like we disagree wholeheartedly. I don't. We raise our kids very different.
Hey, some dads, I mean, they are ninjas. They disappear real quick.
Have you
Yeah,
done?
my dad did that.
So I'm wearing the.
I'm not trying to laugh.
Mine did too.
Like as quick as like me
For
being
the-
born.
yeah.
That quick.
Mine was gone pretty quick too until I was old enough to be emancipated. So
I can't do it right now. Oh my God. Okay, well, there's that.
All right.
That
what do we
happened.
want to move on to?
Well, I mean,
Stories?
yeah.
Story time?
Let's just keep
doing
telling
story time?
Stories. Let's go.
Story time.
Let's move away from Ninja Sex Party. Onto,
move away from
Yeah,
the sex party to
please.
story time. My newest one is she's gonna be a year old on this coming Tuesday, and she is an Einstein baby because I've got all these other kids and I've watched them grow up, and some of them are very smart.
Mhm.
If you're a parent, you have multiple kids, and you're like, well, all my kids are smart. You're lying. They're not. They're not all smart. And especially if you got a good array of them that you can see, like, oh
Yeah.
no, these ones are way smarter than those ones.
Yeah, it's a broad spectrum.
it's
of
a
It is a
smart.
spectrum for sure. But my 12-year-old, as compared to the other ones at this point, I was pretty sure. I was like, okay, my 12-year-old's going to be the one that takes care of us when we're old, because like, so my 8-year-old,
Yeah, one that wants to turn you into a lampshade, and one that
one that wants to turn me into a lampshade, and then I've got a 7-year-old. Well, she's 8 now, And she came to us and we were all talking about like, what do you want to be when you grow up and all that. And she said, I'm going to live with you. And I said, probably. Okay. But what would you do for work? And she said, well, I would just get gold teeth. And if I needed money, I would sell them.
Wow.
And I said, baby,
That's a
if
hell of
you
an
sold
insight.
all your gold teeth, then you wouldn't have any. And her sister, who was the 12-year-old, said, yeah, you wouldn't have any teeth if you sold them all. And so she looked at us very incredulously, like as though we were stupid. And she,
Yeah.
well, then I would get them from other people. So I'm not concerned about her future. She's going to be okay. She's going to be she's going to be doing
She might
her
be a
own
serial
thing.
killer, but she'll be all right.
For sure, but she's going to make money and be fine. Selling gold teeth. Grave
Other
digging or
people's gold
whatever it is.
Yeah, push her to
But-
sell other people's gold teeth, not her own.
Right. Well, we've given her that insight, so I apologize to you if she murders you later. For your gold teeth.
Don't have gold teeth.
Sorry, I told her.
Same.
Moral of the story is
Don't have gold
Don't-
teeth, or my
don't get
daughter's gonna
gold
get
teeth.
you.
The
But our-
teeth killer.
the gold teeth
It's gonna be a
killer.
Netflix
She hasn't named it, hasn't killed
documentary.
nobody yet.
My wife will be listening to that true crime podcast soon. But our 12-year-old, like very, very head on her shoulder. She's been about 45 since she was born, and like I was like, oh, that's the one that's going to be taking care of us. I feel like that's on the fence now. There's a competition going because my 1-year-old, we look at the milestones that the kids are supposed to
Yeah.
meet, and I'm like, are you an Einstein baby, or like are you a super? Because she wants to play with the other kids so badly that she's just growing as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So she's already standing up. She's like let go of the stuff, standing on her own, and she's brushing her hair. And they're like, "Oh, that's 18 months." I'm like, "She's not. She's 11, and she's 11 months old, and she's already brushing. She got that, stacking the things, putting the square peg in the square hole.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing all of that." I can ask her to grab the green one, and she's like, "It's this one, you idiot. You know what green is?"
Yeah,
like,
that's how mine is.
Yeah, and I'm just
crazy.
like, "What?
Crazy smart.
What are you doing? Why are you that smart?" I'm a little concerned, but also excited because
She moved up a grade in preschool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how this baby's gonna be. It's our last one too. I got fixed. I got neutered.
Snip, snip.
I did. I went and got the snip snip.
How was that?
It was nothing, honestly. I absolutely will advise anyone who is done having kids or does not want to have kids, please go get snipped. It's nothing. It is not that big of a deal. I watched my ex's person get one, and I was a little nervous at first because they were like, everything hurts and my life is over. Like they were falling.
Well, there's two different ways to do it.
Baby, can you get me a beer? Like they were dying for like a week and a half. I was carrying my kids up the stairs, and I went and got a new smartwatch the same day. Like it was zero, nothing. It was nothing at all.
Just being a little bit of a bitch.
I think he was being a little bit.
Well, there's two different ways to do it, and I know if you have a like Kaiser insurance,
Mhm.
they still do it like the old school way,
where they shoot at it from like
where
20 yards away.
They cut it.
Put a sniper rifle.
They cut it open and they pull the Van Stefferen out or
Yeah.
whatever, and you could just feel it. Like I guess. Like,
Okay, maybe I just had a great doctor because my doctor
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I'm going to put you under."
Yeah.
They put me under. Again, by the way, this made me a little bit upset actually because my wife is my
So
best
like
friend.
you went fully under.
Fully under. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
the
went
other
fully
way is like
under.
a local. And you like feel your, you know, like when you do that dip on a roller coaster, that drop.
Yeah.
I guess that's the.
I might have preferred that actually
Yeah.
because I like that dip on the roller
It's
coaster.
kind of fun, yeah. Now
and-
it sounds fun.
And yeah, it sounds kind of fun.
Except that
Go
your
get it.
nuts
It's
getting
fun.
pulled.
It's super fun. And somebody fools with your nuts. It's always good.
Yeah.
Um,
I love when girls
Male,
get
female, I don't care. Just
hey, you know what? At this point in my life, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay.
as long as somebody's fondling my nuts.
As
I'm
long
good.
as somebody's
That's true.
fondling him,
Somebody
we're
touch
having a
me,
good
please.
day.
Yeah, especially in your situation.
Oh, cool.
No,
All right.
no.
Yeah. Great.
That hurt my feelings, and it wasn't even me. But
You were just excited.
No big deal.
You were
Alright.
excited somebody left a butt plug at your door.
oh no.
Oh, we talk about that a little bit. All right.
But yeah, no, so I went and got fixed.
We'll get
and,
back to that.
They put me under. With very different experience than my wife did. My wife had a C-section for our last baby, and they were like, "You got a C-section? Cool. Here's your baby and like a handful of Tic Tacs. Go home and enjoy raising a baby." I went to get a vasectomy, which is almost nothing. Like it's not a big surgery. It's a micro surgery.
Right.
And they were like, here's a whole script of Norco. And if you need more, you call us and we'll give you. And they called me twice in the next 2 weeks to check on me to make sure that my balls were okay. My wife, C-section, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a C-section is.
Yeah.
But they take your organs out and then they take a baby out and then they
then
just
put 'em back
shove
in.
your organs back in and they stitch you up and then hand you a baby and then give you a piece on your way out.
Yeah.
They gave her 7 Norco, and then her OB didn't show up for the next 2 appointments to check the stitches. So that's where my wife was at. They handed me a 30-day script of Norco and were like, call us if you need more, and we're going to call and check on you repetitively. And I'm like, the system might be broken. But
That's that's like classic,
so
sexist across
it
the
was
board or
super
something.
upsetting. But the surgery was nothing, and the best part was my boss, my direct supervisor, really good friend of mine as well, and he sent me a shirt prior to me going into surgery, and it was a T-shirt that he got me that said "Vasectomy Survivor, I kid you not."
I kid you not.
Which, as a dad, that's fantastic. Love dad jokes, and so I kid you not. And I had already purchased the cone of shame that you put on your dog after they get neutered.
Right.
So
Yeah.
my wife had to pick me up from the veterinarian there, wearing a vasectomy survivor, I kid you not shirt and a cone of shame as they wheeled me out the door.
It's great.
Which, if you let the nurse know, because the nurse will tell you, listen, I know this is going to sound really silly, but we have to wheel you. You're going to feel fine, but we're going to wheel you out in a wheelchair. We have to do that.
Yeah.
And I told her, that's fine as long as you help me get my cone on.
Yeah, you could have a shoulder injury and they'll wheel you out on a
Yeah.
wheelchair.
But
But
she-
legal liability.
But she
Yeah,
looked at me and she
liability,
said,
yeah.
shut up. What did you just say? And I said, you have to help me get my cone on if I'm too messed up from the anesthesia. And she goes, again, shut up. A cone? And I said, yeah. And she goes, you're lying. And I opened my bag and I said, no, I have a cone. I need you to help me get that on before my wife picks me up. And she was like, I love you and your whole face. Like, this is amazing. And so I had the whole nursing staff and the doctors wheel me out. And I've got the video. I'll show you if you'd like. But they wheeled me out wearing my vasectomy survivor shirt and my cone of shame.
That's hilarious.
So no more kids. We're done.
Spayed and neutered.
We were like, 7's good, right? 7's a lot.
That's a lot.
We should stop there.
Yeah.
Again, after 3, it's all a lot. It's 3 to 1,000. Same thing. Same.
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 Yeah, that's hilarious. Brought a cone.
All right.
I called her too, and I said, like, hey, you have to put your video on when you call me. And she goes, why am I putting my video on? And I said, when you come pick me up, I said, put your video on.
Yeah.
Why would I video?
You have to record this.
I was like, record it. She goes, you're gonna do something dumb, huh? I said, yeah.
Do you not know me by
Yeah,
now?
you remember who I am?
You remember who you married, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do something dumb.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not afraid of it. I'll do it when the time's right.
All right. Well, you only got one right now. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
When you get to the point where you're done,
We weren't
Get it.
supposed to. Well, I mean, we've talked about we weren't supposed to have her. We were told we're never having kids. So it was kind of having her was a miracle in itself. So we have, which is good news. So we have a good announcement. I don't know if we've talked about it yet on here, but I don't know if it should be her, my wife's place to talk about it or not. But so my wife had endometriosis and PCOS.
Yeah.
Which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So basically, since she was, hit puberty, she's had cysts on her ovaries, and it was always like 6 to 10 cysts always.
Yeah.
And she's had to do ultrasounds forever just to check the situation. So basically, she wasn't ovulating, and the doctor was like, "You guys have like a 1% chance to ever have a kid, and if you do, they're not going to stick. They're going
Right.
to be miscarriages forever, basically." So we were like, "Okay." Well, we had the discussion, like she gave me an out. I know you want to be a dad. This
Right.
is your time. We can just cut it here. And I said, "Nope, I'm sticking by you." If we never have a kid, we never have a kid. We can always adopt.
Right.
So 4 months later, she ended up being pregnant with my daughter, and it took, and she's a miracle baby because there's a reason she's put on this earth.
Yeah.
That's how we view it. Is there's a reason she's here,
Right.
and we're raising her like that. There's a reason you're here. So, it got worse, the PCOS and the endo, after she had the baby, which normally sometimes for some women it gets better.
Sometimes it gets worse.
Sometimes it gets worse. So she's still been doing all the ultrasounds like every 3 months. And this last ultrasound she went to, so she had been doing some like holistic type stuff just to like help with the pain and stuff because it's very painful for women. Yeah. Very painful. And it's like having period cramps always, like times 1,000.
Times 1,000.
You know,
it's sometimes crippling. I've seen it.
So she went to her last ultrasound, and it's probably a month and a half ago. And she goes in, you know, and the doctor does a thing, and she gets her results back, and they go, I don't know how, we can't explain it. You have 0 cysts, and you don't have endometriosis anymore.
Oh.
And we were like,
did they put?
What?
Did she have a C-section?
Oh.
How did they put her uterus back in the right way?
So that was part of it was that she clotted really bad when she had her, and so she didn't get endo until after she had the baby. She had PCOS,
right?
But she didn't have endometriosis until she wasn't told that she had endometriosis until after she had the baby.
Huh.
So it was kind of one of those things where we're like, okay. Normally that's something because you
usually know that pretty quick because your uterus is backwards and U-shaped.
Yeah.
So that's bizarre.
Yeah, weird.
I know that I have strong opinions about that just because I've watched like we're setting aside you. I'm not sure how old you are, but anybody born in about the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 89.
Yeah, so 80s. Your parents is about the generation they started handing out birth control.
Yep.
And they were for everything. They were like, "Oh, you have a sniffle, here's birth control." Like they were just giving everybody birth control. And I think birth control is very important. I think that, you know, being responsible in that situation is very important. But they were handing out birth control like it was Tic Tacs, which is a hormone controlling pharmaceutical.
Yeah, of course.
And all of the children that were born from those parents, I was not always the most chaste person, and I've been I've been in relationships and been with a lot of people, and I've noticed that people in our age group, a lot of endometriosis, tons of ovarian cysts, tons of PCOS, like tons of stuff like that occurring constantly. My wife included, my ex-wife included. And it's a reoccurring thing that happened. It's been very consistent across the board. I think most dads that I've talked to, most people that I've talked to, or most women that I've talked to, I've heard in my age group of, oh yeah, no, I've got endometriosis.
Yeah,
I've got PCOS.
Yeah,
I've got a cyst. I've got this like that. I remember my ex.
Percentage.
We went in one time. We had this really great doctor, and I say great. It's sarcastic. I don't know if that was clear. But he came in and was like, "Oh, you're pregnant," and then she was like, "That's crazy. We're 15." But like, so like that occurred, and then there was this huge like bleeding and rupture and the pain, like you're talking about, like all that stuff like that. And we went back in, and the nurse was like, "Why did you think you were pregnant?" We're like, "Oh, because the doctor told us." And I'm like, "That's not what your MRI said. Your ultrasound said you had an ovarian cyst the size of a grapefruit, and you almost died." So like, but he was special, so he was like, "That's a baby. That's a cyst." But yeah, like
that cyst has legs.
That cyst has legs and is kicking you with them. But yeah, no, it's very common.
Yeah,
for people in our age group.
So if there's
women to have that issue,
I've done some research
now.
And looked up stuff. So one of the things too is BPA.
Yeah,
the water, the plastic, actually can cause ovarian cysts, which is weird. That's why everything nowadays is like BPA free. They're pushing all that, you know.
Yeah,
that's kind of their scapegoat. But yeah, no, back in the day,
Kind of late, but all right.
yeah, exactly. But we don't know long-term effects of stuff until it happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, BPA can cause fertility issues and issues like that, cysts or endo or whatever, female fertility issues, and then everything in our food, like soy. That's men shouldn't have soy. You really shouldn't. It's got estrogen. It raises your estrogen.
I have boobs.
Yeah, me too. No.
Yeah, that's why. Not the cheeseburgers and
It's
shit
not that.
like
it's
that.
not all the bread that I'm eating constantly.
But
Like,
I mean, everything is processed nowadays.
It
So
is, yeah.
what's back in the day before everything was processed, everything was, I wouldn't say natural, but everything was more grown and brought in. They didn't have the abilities to synthetically make some food like they do now. But even flaxseed, like they push flaxseed, it also does the same thing as soy. I'm like, no, good. No flaxseed.
As far as like messing with your fertility as a man, I've been eating processed food and just absolute trash for a long time.
Yeah, same.
And
I think we all have.
I've really pushed out a lot of we made a lot of kids. So I do think it has an effect for sure.
It affects everyone though, different, right?
It affects everybody different.
Not
and
everyone's the same makeup, same everything. So, like, soy and like could affect me different than it affects you, But it's just
my wife is my best friend, and we were very close. And she was telling me stuff like, and I when my wife says a thing, I just believe her immediately. By the way, like
as you should.
She'll be like, "Oh, this thing," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, that sounds right." And then we'll find out later
belief.
that's not true. It's not a real thing. And I'm like, "Oh, didn't you tell me this?" She's like, "Yeah, it was wrong," but she says it with the same confidence. "Yeah, it was wrong," and I'm like, "Me too. I don't know." But like anybody, literally anyone else that tells me a thing,
I'm like the opposite. I'll be like, no, you're fucking wrong.
See, but that right there, like anyone else that tells me a thing, it could be anything. They could be like, the sky is blue, and I'm like, I'm gonna go check that. I'm gonna Google it.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat, and I'm like, I don't believe you. But like, anybody tells me a thing, fact, fiction, whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna Google that. Like, I'm gonna go check. My wife will tell me a thing, and I'm like, gospel, absolutely, that's true, because she's very smart, and I love my wife, and I'm like, she must be right. She did like this thing she was studying nutrition for a minute because she was like trying to be healthy and have stuff for the babies and everything else like that. And she was like, did you know that like our food doesn't even have the nutrients that it's supposed to have because we've just like bleached our soil so much? And she was like showing me all the statistics, and I was like, why are we even eating then? Like, I don't even know like what
I should just stop eating.
Stop eating. Eating's terrible. And then she was showing me these studies on like people's blood samples. Like the average person's blood sample is going to show evidence of free-form plastics.
Yeah.
That are just in your blood. And right now they don't do much, but like scientists estimate that it's going to do something horrific later on. And we're like, that's crazy. Anyway, plastic bottle in there.
Cheeseburger me.
Cheeseburger me.
Well, it's like Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last.
First, you're last.
He's all, damn, Ricky, I was high when I said that. Lived my whole life on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Really does. Like she'll lay stuff like that on me, and I'm like, that's.
How often does she retract her statements?
Very rarely. She is usually right. I'll give her that. She's usually right.
Well, that's good.
It's very rare that she's wrong.
That's the only kind of knowledge I have is like useless knowledge that only is applied like never.
So you know how she got me one time?
Like
my dad.
Yeah.
So we grew up we had a ranch when my dad at one point when I was a smaller kid. We had a bunch of cats that would keep it was supposed to be keep the rodent population down or whatever, and the cats kept eaten by coyotes. Coyotes kept killing all the cats. So I remember him and my stepmom at the time having this argument about these two kittens that he brought home, and they were pretty big kittens. And I'm talking to him, and
those are bobcats.
Shut up! See, I did not. For sure, I was like, "What are these?" He goes, "Oh, they're bob toms." Ooh. And I said, "Bob toms." He's like, "Yeah, it's a mix between a bobcat and a house cat." And they whatever. And so like I remember getting in bed, and these two stupid cats would climb up in my bed, and I'd kick them. I'd be like, "Get out of my bed! I don't want you in my bed." And I'd kick them until one night when I hear this screaming outside, and I'm not sure if anybody's ever had coyotes or peacocks on their property or lived anywhere there's mountain cougars. there would be like women screaming outside, and sometimes that's just nature.
Those mountain cougars, those women do scream.
Oh my
I was
goodness!
gonna say I don't know about mountain cougars, maybe fucking bar cougars.
Bar cougars too, but we've been there.
Well, I mean, you get the
We've been there.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
they do. It's horrific. It sounds like someone being murdered. And so I heard what sounded like a woman screaming outside, and I went and I flipped on, like, there's these pre-lights that you can kick on that come on quickly before the stadium lights build up. And I saw this coyote running across the property, and then these two cats, Animal Planet, murder this coyote to death and like hit it from both sides, roll it, and kill it. And after that, because
so it went from coyotes killing cats to the cats rising
these
up
two
and killing
cats,
the coyote.
these two cats that he had killing this coyote, and they would bring them up on the porch and drop the carcass on the porch like a present.
Yeah,
because that's actually cats letting you know that they think you're shit at hunting,
right.
and they're like, "Hey, this is how you kill stuff, idiot." But so they would bring coyote carcass up onto the porch, and
Just picture this giant cat just dragging a coyote to your porch.
right, like it was bizarre, and they were big cat. They were big, hefty cats, and I lived my whole life believing like, oh, we had bob toms. They're this combination of a bobcat and a tomcat, et cetera, et cetera. And I was telling my wife about that. I was like, yeah, when I was a kid, we had these two cats. Blah blah. She goes, babe, I don't think that's a real thing. And I was like, no, my dad told me they were bob toms. And she goes, did they look like this? And she showed me a picture. I was like, yeah, it's a bob tom. She goes, that's a bobcat.
Yeah, they were just straight up
Those are just
bobcats.
fucking bobcats.
They were domesticated bobcats.
So, domesticated is a strong word. They just slept in my bed, and they were fucking bobcats.
They're wild animals.
They were wild bobcat, and I was not much bigger than a coyote. They could have eaten me. But I live I'm in my 30s now, and it wasn't until like 3 or 4 years ago that I'm bringing this up with my wife. That she was like, "That's not a real thing." I was like, "Sure it is." My dad said. Dad said. He said it was a real thing.
He said it.
And she
It's
was
true.
like, "Yeah, sweetheart, bless your heart."
You know that
Your dad was lying, and that's why your stepmom was mad at him, and that when you saw them fighting over him getting those cats, and I was like, that makes way more sense now.
I have a story on that, but I think we should wrap up this one.
Sure.
Let's move into next week.
Okay.
We'll do kind of a 1-part, 2-part, because I feel like we can just keep talking forever.
Sure.
So we might as well
absolutely.
let's make this a continuation episode.
Let me schedule it with my kids. I'll come back.
Well, but I mean, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
But so yeah, let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for coming on, Bear.
Hey, thank you.
It's really nice to meet you, and I'm glad that we can all have this conversation and get to know someone else other than just the normal friend group. Bring someone
other
on
than
the
just
outside
Abe.
in.
Yeah. Or Cody.
So-
Yeah. Other than just Cody.
Just Abe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Honest Abe.
we didn't even get into none of the juicy stuff like when we lived together and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a part 2 thing. So
He said, "Woo!" He took a drink.
all right, everybody. All right, thank you for joining us this week, and don't forget that you can reach out and find us on all socials, Facebook, Twitter. We just got a Twitter made apparently, so
About damn time.
I was informed. I was
Looking for
told.
sponsors.
I was told, yep, and we're always looking for sponsors. So see you next week.